Hey guys, Barrett-Raven here with Good Life Realty in Austin, Texas. You know what time it is. Elite Austin, my favorite staging company. It's time for the market stats update for June 2016. So it's a really unique time in the year because the end of June marked the end of a quarter, but it also marked the end of the first half of the year. So the Austin Board of Realtors not only just released their numbers for June 2016, but they also released the numbers for the first half of the year. So we kind of know where we stand here going into the second half of the year. So I'm going to do things a little bit different today. Here's kind of how this video will be organized. So first, I'm just going to go over the first half of the year's numbers, so the year-to-date numbers for the city of Austin. Just the city of Austin. Then, a good friend of mine and a regular watcher of these videos, Margie, asked if I would go over some numbers for her specific zip code. And I've always told you guys, I'm happy to do that. And then last, third, we're just going to kind of debrief and talk about what those numbers might mean to you as a seller, a buyer, an investor. We'll wrap it up. Bueno? So first, let's just talk about the city of Austin and what happened in the first half of the year, 2016. And I'm just going to talk about single family home sales. You know, and actually let me back up a little bit. So I think about this every time I do one of these videos, but every single month, whenever the Austin Board of Realtors releases their market numbers, their market statistics, I go through like a 100-page report that details everything going on with new construction, existing homes, townhomes, condos, leases in Travis County, Williamson County, Hayes County, the city of Austin, the entire Austin MLS. So I go over all that data, and if we wanted to in these videos, we could really get into the weeds, and that would make these like 3-hour long, really boring videos. So just so you know, if you ever want to know more detailed information about this stuff, I'm happy to share it with you. It's in my brain, but for these particular videos, I kind of just want to hit the bullet point highlights of what's going on in the market. So there is a lot more happening in the real estate market than what I present here. Okay, now that I got that out of the way. So in the city of Austin, in the first half of 2016, the average single family home price was $419,370. And that's up 4.2% from the first half of the year last year in 2015. Now, median single family home price in the first half of the year in 2016 in the city of Austin was $336,000. And that's up 5.8% from the first half of the year in 2015. So average days on market in the first half of the year this year was 40 days in the city of Austin. And the only statistic I'm going to throw in here about the city of Austin, specifically for the month of June, is the level of inventory, just so that we can compare it to the specific zip code in our next section. So in June 2016, we had 2.2 months of inventory of single family homes in the city of Austin. If you'll remember from past videos, the Real Estate Center at Texas A&M says that 6 to 6.5 months of inventory is a balanced buyer-seller's market. So that tells us that the market, at least in the first half of the year of 2016, was heavily weighted towards sellers in their favor. Okay, so that was the city of Austin. Now for the second part of the video, let's talk about one specific zip code. And today we're going to focus on 78757. And essentially, this zip code, this isn't exact, but if you want to think of kind of a polygon of where the zip code is, you can think of it like Mopac, 2222, North Lamar, and 183. Again, those aren't exact lines. Sometimes it veers off a little bit, but that's pretty close. And this zip code includes 4 major neighborhoods in Austin. Those are Allendale, Crestview, Wooten, and kinda North Shoal Creek. So like north of Anderson, south of 183, east of Mopac. Okay, so in 78757, for the first half of 2016, the average single family home price was $447,970, which was up 4.9% from the first half of the year in 2015. We call that a 4.9 year-over-year increase. Now, the median single-family home price in 78757 for the first half of the year was $424,900, which was a 9.1% year-over-year increase. Now, average days on market for homes in 78757 for the first half of the year was 31 days. So homes move a little bit quicker than the city of Austin in general, at least for the first half of the year. Now, in June 2016, in 78757, the level of inventory of single-family homes was 1.8 months. So it seems like the market in 78757 is a little bit hotter than the city of Austin as a whole. Homes are a bit more expensive, they sell quicker, and there are a little fewer available. So Margie, I hope that helps. I hope that's interesting to you. Let me know if you have any other questions. We could talk about townhomes, condos, new construction, existing homes. There are so many different data points that we could look at in your neighborhood. Just holler. Okay, so in this final third part of our video today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what these numbers might mean to you. And if you watch a lot of these videos that I make, I might start to sound like a broken record. Someday the market's gonna change and I just really like tracking it. Okay, so if you are a buyer and you wanna purchase a home in the city of Austin, I have a few tips based on these statistics. So first off, you need to work with a really great lender if you're not buying a home for cash. You really need to work with someone who is going to clearly communicate to you how to get all of your documentation in to really help you get all of your financial ducks in a row so that you can build the most attractive offer possible when putting in an offer on a home. Because that seller, that listing agent, they're really gonna need to know that you're ready to go. And I would ask your lender, how quickly can I close? Because if you can present an offer to a seller that closes in less than 30 days, which is what a typical lender will close in, that could kind of put you ahead of the pack. So find a really good lender. If you need some suggestions, let me know. I work with some really great mortgage lenders. Secondly, if you really want to buy a home in Austin, you need to be a little bit flexible with your criteria. Chances are you're going to be buying a home that might be a little bit outside of the area that you were dreaming about, or you might be paying a little bit more for it than you're expecting, or you might be purchasing a home that needs a little bit of repair. But approach it with an open mind and really have a conversation with yourself or your family about what you are not willing to be flexible with and what you are okay branching out with. And third, you need to work with a really great real estate agent from the very beginning of the process, who's really going to help explain the process to you, give you the best shot at getting the home you want, and really help set realistic expectations. I happen to know a really great one. So if you're at all interested in purchasing a home in the city of Austin, obviously let me know. Now, as a seller, chances are if you price your home appropriately, you're going to sell your home pretty quickly. So you need to have your living arrangement set up for like where you're going to go after you sell your house, because once you put it on the market, it's probably going to go pretty quickly. But you really need to price it appropriately. You know, I was talking to a guy on the phone the other day and he said, you know, Barrett, you can sell S word in a bag in this town. So I'm just going to put a sign in the yard and I'm going to price my house at $600,000. And I'm like, well, houses in your neighborhood only sell in like 300s, mid 300s. And he's like, whatever, you could sell anything in this town. And that's not necessarily true, because if a buyer is working with a decent real estate agent, they're going to let them know what the market's doing in the neighborhood where they want to be, and they're going to let them know if a home they're interested in is overpriced. I would, and I have. So if you actually want to sell your house, it needs to be priced strategically. And I mean, if you're at all interested in selling your house and you want to know what it should be priced at, let me know and I can walk you through that. Now, to close out this market stats video for June 2016, I just wanted to read you a quick quote from Jim Gaines. He's the chief economist at the Real Estate Center at Texas A&M. And he says, I'm just going to read it. The Central Texas housing market is performing very well, but extreme housing shortages across the region continue to be a challenge. Homes under 300,000 have less than 2 months of inventory in the Austin Round Rock MSA, that's Metropolitan Statistical Area, which means that housing at these price ranges is essentially non-existent. The growing donut effect of home sales activity as home buyers move outside Austin city limits in search of more affordable housing is on pace to continue in the near future. I think that kind of sums it up. Now, he says that homes under 300,000 in Austin are essentially non-existent, and this might seem really opportunistic, but I do have a listing that just came on the market today. It's at 8510 Georgian Drive. It's right in the heart of Georgian Acres. It's like 6.5 miles from downtown, just north of 183 between North Lamar and I-35. It's a 3-1, just under 1,000 square feet. It's pretty nice, and we're listed at $185,000. If I can, I'll try to flash some pictures of the home for you guys to see. Let me know if you're interested in it, or if you know anybody that might be. Guys, that's kind of the first half of the year wrap up for Austin in 2016. I hope you guys found that interesting. I know I did. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to holler at me. My email is barrett@goodlifeteam.com, and yeah, my email and phone number will be below this video here. Guys, as always, I hope to see you sooner rather than later. From my home office here, I hope you guys like my kids' artwork on the chalk barn door here. I hope to see you sooner rather than later. Bye.